Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Selina's Real Talk podcast. Today, I'm delighted to bring to you a very well known sought after musician, Ron Otis. He is an artist in his own right, and I have had the privilege of knowing him so got Ron Otis online with me here, ready to do an interview. We were just kind of catching up a little bit about how we first met. We're not even going to talk about how many years ago that was. We're talking about we could see the grays already, so we
Right.
can't date ourselves anymore. But we have known each other for a significant amount of time, and in that time, Ron's career has, I mean, shot off and taken off, right? When I met
We.
on many years ago, a little place called Intermezzo,
Yes.
was it,
Intermezzo.
just downtown Detroit. And he was playing with a band called The Edge at the time. And my sister and my brother and all of us used to hang out there, and they would call us up on the stage every now and then. Song, jam up there. I remember, doing some CC Peniston and that kind of stuff. And
Right.
I was always just amazed at the musicians and the quality and talent of musicians that are, hail from the Detroit area.
Yes.
So
Yes.
now you've become this sought after
Ooh.
musician, right? Playing with top charting artists. And we're going to get to the names in a minute.
Okay.
But first, I want to talk about you a little bit and
Okay.
tell us a little bit about you, your start. I mean, how you even came about playing the drums. Do you play any other instruments? Those types of things. If you can just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I think I could do that.
All right.
Well, my first start, um, I was 5 when I first started actually playing. I had a little
Wow.
snare drum my mom brought me, and what I was trying to do was actually trying to keep up with her while she's playing piano in the living room. So I
All
would
right.
take like some of the pots and play on the coffee table and stuff like that. And it's like, wow. So I know she was like looking. I said, my son, I think my son got a little bit of rhythm because I mean, I'm trying to sit up there and actually keep up with her and
Right.
what she was playing to not make her sing like, oh no, you better stop doing that. Don't beat up my coffee table. So she never stopped me. So from there, um, I took interest to it. I wanted to play organ,
Okay.
but I never stuck with it. I probably should have, but it was just amazing to watch somebody play both of those keys on there at the same time, and I just never went back into it and stayed with it.
Right.
Uh, but going back to when I started playing, I played drums in my elementary school, played in the classical bands and
All right.
the little jazz band, and it was a good thing to do, a good experience for me to start learning actually how to read music
Okay.
because I'm pretty much self-taught.
Okay.
I didn't never have any formal training.
Training. Okay.
So I
Right.
would just listen to stuff. My brothers be listening to music, and I would just start listening to stuff, try to hone in on the drum beats and patterns, so I
Right.
can figure that stuff out. So
Mm-hmm.
nobody's never taught me. So
Okay.
I'm straight from the basement. And
So that
then,
means you got a good ear.
well, hey, well, then when I would tell you what actually helped that ear is playing in church.
Okay.
So before I even started playing professionally, I
Right.
was doing things in church as a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
So when I turned 16, funny story, but a true story. My brother was at a music store in Detroit called Gus Oppie, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a saxophone player named Dwayne Parham.
Okay. Yes. Familiar with
And
him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So and he went in there and he was looking for a couple of people to play. So my brother says, and then Dwayne tells my brother, ask my brother, he says, do you have anybody that plays drums? I'm looking for somebody to play drums. He said, oh, yeah, my little brother plays. So now, granted, I just turned 16, just got my driver's license, just got a little car that a little, I call it a little banana yellow Ford Fairmont.
Okay.
And it was like the passenger seat used to slide up. I had to put the seatbelt on the seat to keep it from sliding up. But okay, so Dwayne gave me a chance. Dwayne was my first professional chance to play in the clubs.
Wow. All
Yeah,
right.
1988. And
You're gonna
then
give the date, okay?
yeah. So and then they would tell me don't sit at the bar. I was like, okay, I have no problem with that. I just want to go in there, play, and
Right.
make my money, go home, not cause
Mm-hmm.
any problems,
Right.
and
Make that
learn the
little gas
music.
money.
Right. Back then, so it was
Right.
like, but that's where my career started in
Wow. So at
1988.
16 years
Still
old.
in high school, a
Yes.
junior, just started my junior year.
Okay.
And my music teacher, I was telling my music teacher about it. I think he was like, are you serious? So I'll be out till 2 o'clock in the morning, Fridays and Saturdays, or any other time. I mean, I was still getting my homework and stuff done. I
Right.
never let that affect me because I was still playing. And I ran cross country in high school and played basketball a little bit. So it was a
Oh
lot, I had
boy.
a lot of stuff going on at the same time.
How did you
But
well, you were young, so that's how you kept up.
right, right,
Try to
right.
do that now, that'll be another
Try to do
story,
that
wouldn't
now.
it?
All right. But yeah, that's what I was doing. And that's really how I got my first start playing in clubs.
Right, right.
And then one thing led to another.
So talk about how those doors opened up after that. You talk about one thing led after another because you've played with some heavy hitters,
Ooh,
Cat, right? Earl
I couldn't.
Clue,
Yeah.
Ronnie Laws,
Yeah.
Bob James, the Queen, Aretha Franklin,
That one right
right?
there.
Did
That one
we
right
just
there.
stumble upon that? Was
Right.
it divine intervention?
Hey, Selena, that every aspect of my career has been divine intervention because I could have never said, oh, yeah, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to be in this right place.
Hmm.
No, this right person. Everything just came together because I
Right,
had I had no idea. I mean, I didn't know that these drums was going to take me this many places and have me
right,
to meet this many people and to meet so many people out that across the world
right.
that would be like, I'm going to Asia, been to Russia, Indonesia, and it
Hmm.
was just crazy places. That I'm like, I can't imagine. I couldn't have thought it out any better.
Right.
So it was definitely a higher power that took over
Absolutely.
everything. You just have to be ready for that
Right.
when that happens and not abuse it the wrong way. Because I mean, you meet all kinds of people. So
Right.
yeah, but I'm still amazed that drums have brought me this way like that to be able to travel and to do all the things and all the people that I've met, all the people that I've touched,
Hmm.
that they actually say things and say, wow. So music is very powerful, and I try not to take that lightly. That it
Right.
really affects people and how they come up to you and say things. And it really makes you feel good. It makes you it feels even more than just about the plant because you can actually reach people and take them out of something that they're going through, and then they get that moment to actually get away from it and feel better.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah,
I concur with you on that. When you think back to that 5-year-old that was playing pots on your
right,
mother's coffee
right,
table, right?
right,
To
right,
playing on these main stages, I mean, there must be some level of just pinching yourself at the same time to say, um, where you started and where you are now and where you're still continuing to go,
right,
right?
right.
I mean, there's still a lot in you, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I mean, I've been around a long time, but I'm not done yet, Selena. I'm not done yet.
Right. One of the places that you've had an opportunity to play is the White House.
Can you believe that? I did. Can I? And check this. I did it like 4 or 5 times. Who's gonna say I've been to the White House 4 or 5 times?
Okay. I mean, you're lucky
That's
if you get once,
if you
right?
get
But
once to get invited to play there once. But I went there for
right. So who were you playing with when you went there the four times?
the very first time I went there was with Earl Clue actually,
Okay.
and we went there. We played, and I was just like really amazed. I was under the George Bush administration, and
Okay.
they had jazz music, and they had this like a jazz appreciation.
Hmm.
And then I come back around again with Earl Clue. I mean with Kim. I'm saying
Okay.
Earl Clue. But I came back around the second time with Kim,
Okay.
and then after that, it was 2 times with Aretha Franklin.
Oh, nice.
And here's another funny part to this.
Hmm.
They had me to stand in. Now they kind of checked the podium mics for the president because at that time when I did it with Aretha,
Hmm.
Barack Obama was the president.
Okay.
So they had me and another lady. I had to act like Barack Obama, and then she had to act like Michelle Obama. So we kind of walk in. So I walk up to the podium and just it was kind of funny. I was like, "Hey, I'm here to play drums. Y'all asking me to do this?" I was like, "Wow!" So I was honored to do that, to be able to stand at the place where Barack Obama stood.
Right.
So that was
Right.
pretty awesome.
That is
Outside me
definitely
playing,
that's
yeah,
definitely an honor. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about how it is on the road when you're touring and how you even balance, the touring and your home life. Um, I mean, it's exciting. I know it must be on the
Yeah.
road playing with these folks, but with your family, did they travel with you sometimes too, and those types of things you can kind of talk about?
Well, every now and again, if there's certain things that had the availability, if I was going to be there for a few days and I could bring my
Hmm.
wife out or bring my son out, I would do that. But it wasn't a whole lot of times where I could do it. But it was really special when I could do it because
Right.
they don't want to be getting up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the next city, So I didn't want to do that. If we was going to go, like, if there's cruises we were going to be on, and we're going to be on there for a week or 5 days, I'll bring them on those type of trips. Or if we're going to be in a certain city, like we used to play this club in New York called the Blue Note. We would
Hmm.
be there for like a week, so I could bring her out there,
Oh,
just
right.
kind of just make a little hang out of it. So certain little places, or if it was overseas, Japan and stuff like that, yeah, we're gonna be there. Not a
Right.
whole lot of moving around, then I can do that.
Right.
Yeah, and then when you come back, but everybody think there's this big party on the road, but like I said, you have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5:30 a.m. flights, and you just got off the stage at 10 o'clock, 10:30.
Hmm.
You got to be ready to go, like have all this energy
Hmm.
after 2 o'clock. So I've been up
Right.
since 2 o'clock, and then I got to go there and do a sound check, be ready to play, fly, come back, go back to the hotel for a minute, and then come back and do the show, do the performance. So it's not as
Grueling.
easy as people. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not as easy as people would think.
Hmm.
Sometimes, but as long as your accommodations are right, depending on who the artist is and the budget. So,
Right.
I want I always to say, as long as my hotel is clean, I don't have to wake up next to no bugs or somebody, or wake up to somebody in the room that, wait a minute, you're not supposed to be in my room. Stuff
See,
like that.
that's
But
where those points come in so you can get your upgrade.
right, you get your upgrades.
Right.
Right, right, right.
So
But
speaking of Earl
yeah.
Clue, so Earl Clue has this weekend of jazz that goes on. I think he's been doing it for about 20
Um,
years or
yeah,
just
it's
over
been
20
20 plus
years.
years. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's out in Colorado Springs.
right. So
Yeah, yeah.
tell me a little bit about that and art.
Oh, well, art. Here's the thing to art. Art is a little group that I have with and it's all a part of our initials of our names. So it's Al Turner,
Mm-hmm.
Ron Otis, and then Tom Braxton. So that's how we came up with Art. so,
Okay.
so that's how that happened. And we formed just playing with Earl. So that was pretty much Earl's band.
Mm-hmm.
So Earl stopped playing. So we just said, okay, let's try to do something. So what we need to do is record some music and put it out. So we go there because Earl doesn't play anymore. He's
Right, right,
retired from that. So, but his show's still going. They still have a lot of artists coming there from Peter White, uh, Kirk Whalum, Jonathan Butler, all those kind of artists like that come through there
right,
every year. So
right.
that's 20 plus years. And it's a pretty big festival.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
Colorado, right?
It's Colorado Springs. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's coming up again this year. I think what,
In
April?
April. Yeah. It's at
And
a
and
hotel called the Broadmoor.
okay.
Yeah.
And so that hotel is right.
Yeah, that hotel is right. Yeah. that hotel is, yeah, it's real, right? It's way up Yeah.
We just
It
want to
won't be
make
a
sure on
Motel
that.
6. That is not a Motel 6 on that. Yeah.
So what are you doing now? Who are you touring with now at the moment?
Well, currently I'm still touring with Kim. That's
Hmm.
20, 22 years now. And also Jonathan Butler. That's going on 7 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's funny because because I know you, I know you differently, but I mean I know you as a musician as well.
Right, right, right.
Sometimes when because I played in a band as well and sing and so forth,
Yeah.
and they'll they make pick a song, and I'll be like, oh, that's my friend playing, right? Or yeah, I can pull up YouTube and I see your face in so many different places, right?
Wow.
And with so many different folks that you've been playing with over the years, you've got your own music coming out, right? That you had
Yes.
come out, and I know
Yeah.
you're working on something, so I want you to talk about that a little bit. Talk about your first two CDs that you have and what you're working on right now that we can have in store for us to look forward to.
Oh wow. So yeah, I'm in the process of I'm gonna release another single sometime in the spring. I haven't narrowed down the exact date yet, and I'm still putting the music together. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm gonna do a bigger push on it to get out there even more. My
Hmm.
first record, which was called Up Front, I titled that because our drummers, they always want to push us always in the back. Yeah, he's a drummer, but the loud guy, right?
Yeah,
So
but you're the heartbeat,
see, you said it. But we actually, I mean, the drums and the bass, we're the
right?
foundation of that. We kind of keep that pulse going.
Right.
If we're lacking, the band is gonna be bad. We have to provide the
Absolutely.
right. We have to provide the right energy back there,
Hmm.
or it's not going to be right. So, not saying that arrogantly, but that's just a part of the chair
No,
that's the part of the job that it is.
I totally
It's yeah,
understand from
yeah,
being a keyboard player, but
yeah.
I played the drums as well.
Right,
I play the
right.
bass,
See,
right?
you got a
So
lot of different hats you wear. See,
right, I remember reaching out to you, going, "Listen, I'm working on a chem song right now. Can you help me out? Can you just lay some hands on me, please?
right,
If I can just get a smidgen of what you do, I'll
right,
be
right.
happy, right?"
Yeah, yeah.
And it's funny you talk about you playing that being the heartbeat and everything and so forth, and I can't not see you on YouTube playing with whoever. And a lot of times when I am learning the drum beats and songs, and I'm like, okay, and I see it's you. And I say, okay, I like this. I like what he's doing here. And I can, and I'll be practicing the stuff you're doing.
Wow. See that
Right?
you're doing it just like I learned how to play. You see something, you hear it. See, I didn't have YouTube
Right.
coming up.
Yeah. Back in
We,
those days.
I had a cassette, yeah, maybe a Walkman or something like that, but there was no YouTube for me back then.
Right,
So,
right. I mean, now people actually do tutorials. I can go and see
right,
their hands, what they're
right,
doing, and
you can see it. Yeah,
right, right,
yeah.
right. So,
I might have to really put an ear on it to listen to it. So that's funny, when you say that. Yeah.
right. So, well, thinking about that. So, talk about your philosophy of your approach to music. drumming, and give some, some context to if someone was wanting to go into that direction where they want to make that leap into that next level. Can you share some thoughts on that?
Well, there's several things to that what you just said.
Hmm.
I mean, being a full-time musician is not always the easiest thing. And now, back 20, 30 years ago, was probably really a lot of different things that was really open. Now it's a little bit different. So you got to have to be, be ready to be versed to where you can do different types of gigs and maybe not just doing the same ones, whether you're playing at church or playing local bars and try to tour at the same time and doing recordings. So
Hmm.
all of those, you have to take all of those things into consideration. And that if, because this is not for everybody, even though, like I said, we may make it look like it's easy,
Right.
but it has its ups and downs, and you have to be mentally ready for it, and you got to be reliable. People want you to learn their music the best way they can. You can, without you just shamming on it, and then you show up somewhere you're not prepared. They can't trust you with the music. You're not being where you're supposed to be at. So all of those things you have to have that together. But now I want to go to the music part. But you got to be ready. Some people take it lightly.
Hmm.
I try not to take it for granted to be able to do this. I mean, there's a lot of things get put in front of you. You got to be responsible for it. Because once you get on that stage, you got several thousand people out there. You can't be like, let me see. Well, no, that's not gonna happen. So you got to be confident in yourself. And
Well, you make it seem look so
well,
easy.
yeah,
That was
that
going to
what.
lead into my next question
Yeah,
about
that's a
how do
long.
you
Yeah, yeah.
remember all that music when you're playing with so many different artists?
Well, sometimes it helps to have certain charts,
Hmm.
whether you're reading charts or you make certain notations for yourself, and then just going over the music if you have the time to do that. Because you can have your little cheat sheet to kind of help you. So you can have it whether you're going by memory
Hmm.
and charts at the same time. Because sometimes you may not have a long time to actually listen to it. I'm gonna listen to this for
Hmm.
several hours or several days beforehand.
Right.
So sometimes you may only have a very short period of time to learn that music. So if you can make some shortcuts for yourself,
Right.
then that's a good thing. And then when you ask me about like recording, I think any person can record something if they, because music is really about that melody. If you have a good melody, if you can just hum it to yourself,
Hmm.
you have something you can record. Like your phone has a little microphone, record yourself singing your melody,
Right.
and and then you can just go back and try to fix that, or get with a musician that knows how to play keyboards, piano. Then you can put that together. I mean, and that's my approach. Sometimes I start off with the drums. Sometimes I may hear a melody and I may go back and try to make it. If I'm gonna make this song a little faster, slower, if it's gonna be a really aggressive song or kind of a ballad, mid tempo. So I kind of have to go and play with those things to make sure it's right, where it feels good. Soon as when it feels good, and
Hmm.
you can say, okay, this makes sense. And there's certain things I come up with, I'm like, nah, I think I'm gonna put that back. But if you have the right people around you, you can make anything grow the right way. If you
Hmm.
have the right people around you, and you can just take a little time. Certain songs, and you might can write the song, and then all of a sudden everything just flows together quickly. All of a sudden you have this masterpiece, and it didn't take no time. Sometimes you may record something, you go back and listen to it, like, oh, I'm not really feeling this. Just don't feel as good. Then a year later, 6 months down the line, you might hear things a little differently that you can take out or add something to it. Or if you want to make it a vocal song, or if you're doing it for saxophone, trumpet,
Hmm.
piano lead, guitar lead. So there's a lot of different ways that it could go. But just take your time. But like I said, anybody can do it without
Right.
using. AI too much. See, I've come from a school where we were recording on reel to reel, and
Right.
we're all in a room together recording this stuff. So it was not. I've seen it go from reel to reel to ADATs to little mini disc,
Oh,
all the different styles of record. Now you record stuff just from your phone or AI, which I'm not that big of a fan. If you use AI responsibly, I think it's okay because you can use it as a tool. It may give you a few little ideas, but I wouldn't rely on it solely. Because I mean, and that's just my opinion. They might say, "Oh, look at that! They go old school Ron talking about AI," but I mean, you can't. AI cannot duplicate the heart and your
hmm.
spirit of that music,
Right.
and that's the whole beauty of art. Of being music is an art. You don't necessarily have to use red, yellow, and green. There's a whole big color gamut that you can pull from. So it's like, okay, but you just try not to sound exactly like somebody else. You may get some ideas. You listen to certain songs and different styles.
Right.
That's how I kind of get my thing together and try to stay what I say relevant and represent yourself. And
Right.
and that's the whole thing. You want to do something that people can relate to, and that if because whatever you write, if it connects with somebody, the audience, that when they hear it, that song is going to generate. It'll generate on its own.
Right.
If it could connect. But if you have something that you make, certain people make songs just for themselves,
Hmm.
and it's okay. But I want something that people can remember the melody to it, hum it. It's not always just about the drum parts. 'Cause people they don't remember drum parts, even though for a show when you're playing live, it's fine. They get there like ooh, ooh. But
Hmm.
they're not gonna go back and be like, hey, I remember this. They may remember all the fanfare, but
Right.
I want them to remember that melody of that song because you can always hum that. You're not gonna
Right.
hum all those different fast drum parts and stuff like that. So, but
Right.
they will remember a good solid groove, a good beat is going to be
That's right.
infectious. They're
A
gonna say, "Oh,
pocket
that
player.
that."
You've
They're
got to
gonna
keep
remember
that
that.
pocket together.
Yeah, yeah. If I can keep them grooving, if their heads is bobbing, we good. If they
You're
sit
doing
up
your
there going
job.
like, right. If they're sitting up there telling, well, where's the one at? You're in trouble. A lot of people don't want to have to think too much when listening to music. Jazz music, it takes some people are really intellectually, they really process that music.
Hmm.
And you can go so far with it that people just, it may go over their heads what's happening.
Right.
I want to be able to make music that anybody can understand.
Hmm. And
So yeah,
transcends.
that's it.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
truly believe that music is a tool for healing as well.
Oh, for sure.
The different frequencies of the tones affect different parts of your body. And
You're
so,
right.
without you even knowing, as you're creating art, you
See?
are, you like how I did that, right?
Yes.
That it's healing to somebody in some form or fashion. You may, like you said, they may be going through something and you don't even know that this song all of a sudden this uplifts you.
That's
Sometimes when
right.
I'm feeling a bit down, I'll put on some Kirk Franklin or something like that, and to
See?
lift your spirits up. And it's that music is transcending. It lifts
That's
up
right.
your spirit, puts you in a better mood. And
That's
then there's
right.
some music that once you jump up and start dancing,
That's right.
get your
That's
groove
see.
on,
That's right. See
right?
that when you say that, that's why I said people don't realize. I think a lot of people really take for granted how powerful music really is. Certain music will give you a certain type of energy. It's going to put you in a certain mood.
But especially live music, though, and that's always
Especially
been my
yes,
thing.
yes.
And I'll talk about the festival that I have. Like last year, we had 480 East
Oh,
was one of our
real nice.
headliners,
Yeah.
and I was doing the video recording while they were performing. But then they put on this one song, and I was like, I've got to put the camera down. Okay, because
Wow.
no, and mind you, and I'm in a wheelchair, but I don't let
Yeah.
that stop me. I
Right,
was
right.
jamming around in my wheelchair, spinning around and everything, hands in the air. And they
Right,
were up there
right.
cracking up, going, you know what? She is living her best life. So, but that's how music affects folks. And when you can do that, I know it must be fulfilling for you.
Absolutely. That makes it worthwhile. I don't
Hmm.
even if one person really gets it
Hmm.
and if it lifts them up, then it was all worthwhile.
Yeah,
Mission accomplished,
you've you've done your job.
That's I've done my job, because I've one time we was playing Selena, and this guy comes up to Earl Clue after a show, and he literally, I'm not making exact over exaggerating. He tells Earl, he says, "Man, when I started listening to your music, before he started listening to his music, he was robbing people
Okay.
and some other
Of
stuff.
course.
I mean, that he should be in jail for, right?"
Right.
And he said when he when he started listening to Earl Clue's music, he stopped.
Wow.
Stopped. When I
Isn't that
say
amazing?
that, when he said that, I'm sitting there just looking at this. I'm like, at first I had to look at him and say, is this guy just saying this? But you can look at him and tell he was serious. He wasn't like, oh, I'm just making this up. And he said, I was out there doing some crazy stuff in my everyday life.
Hmm.
But when I heard your music, I stopped doing those things.
Wow.
And
Wow.
when he said that, I had a whole another perspective of how powerful music really is. And then when we go over to Japan and they sitting up there understanding music, and when they go to Mozambique and they up there humming songs that we was playing to, I said, it's amazing. When you have a sea of people out there and they really getting into it like that, it's almost overwhelming that you sit there. And when I'm sitting in my chair to see the whole audience,
Hmm.
it's an amazing feeling
I
to
can
see how they
imagine.
understand it. Yeah.
I
Like I
can.
said, if you're not ready a little bit, you have to take that breath for a minute, like, wow, those people out there, you know what I mean?
Right.
You feel that energy coming towards the stage. It's like it's amazing. It makes you want to be the best that you can be when
Right.
they give you that. So it's a give and take. Sometimes you give the right energy out to that audience and it comes right back to you, and it just lifts you. It lifts me up, for
Hmm.
my performance, to be honest
Right.
with you.
Right.
So
Right. Absolutely. I know that after my car accident,
yeah,
um, that music was literally the only thing that kept me going. If I didn't have that, I don't know if I'd still be here.
I get it. I get it.
Playing the different instruments that I played and I was not able to play, it's the injuries and so forth.
Right, right,
But funny enough, my music teacher, he kept with me and I said to him, listen, I still have a voice that works. So we're going to take up
right.
singing. Okay.
Right, right, right. That's they
Coming from a classical trained background, I was
see.
like, well, you know what? Let's start doing some R&B and some jazz and that kind of stuff, because I studied jazz in school as well. But that was keyboards. I never really did the singing piece. So, and in that, the strangest thing, Ron, in that, I learned that I could scat and I didn't know.
Oh wow. Wow. See, what they say in jazz, there's no wrong notes, right?
I was, I actually had just come out from the nursing facility. I had and had got COVID a second time and
Oh,
lost my voice. And so when my voice started to come back, I it was really low. So like I would have done I was doing a really good Nita Baker impression.
yeah. Yeah. Oh wow.
Right? That's how low it was. And so I was doing some of her stuff and then I was doing some Mesa. And then my teacher said to me, you can scat? Because Mesa, scats quite a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
And
exactly.
I had it
Yeah.
down to a T.
Right, right, right.
He's like,
Oh,
no.
that's fun.
He said, imagine if you could play those same rhythms on the drums.
See, you could become a singer and play those rhythms on the drums at the same time. See?
Yes, so that was one of my things that I really worked at too, was being able to sing and play the drums or sing and play the bass, like to do the two, because the coordination of doing that
Yeah,
and the timing and everything
yeah, that's not
is
easy.
it's challenging, right?
Very challenging. Yeah, that's an
So,
art. That is a true art in itself to be able to do that.
right, 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 right. So as we wrap things up, what's in the future for you? Where do you see yourself at? What where
Well, my thing, well, that's a good question because you know how people we get older, right? People want to throw the older people away if they've been around for me. Ah, you've been there and done that. So my thing is this: if you're older, long as you are still effective, I
Mhm.
still love to play. I try to take care of myself so I can be ready. Not just well, he's always got this going on. I try to take care of myself and still do my job effectively. The moment I can't do my job effectively,
Right.
then I will probably just do it at home and just do it as a hobby for myself.
Hmm.
But as long as I can continue to do it and to my best ability, I'm going to keep going. And that's why I'm going to still put music out. So, and my dream is to be able to sustain with my own career, with my own music. I'll still play with other people. I don't get caught up in that unless it's just really that I can't do it. It's
Right.
not like I'm with a record company telling me, "Hey, you can't do this."
Right.
So if as long as I'm independent, I'll do it. It's not hurting my brand per se. I'm gonna do it. This is what I've been doing. I've been doing this for a long time, so I don't want to stop now. I'm
Right.
not decrepit.
Right.
It's like I said, as long as I am effective and can continue to help drive that band or whatever I'm playing and execute it, I'm going to roll on as long as I can.
Well, that is great to hear because I want to continue seeing Ron Otis.
Yes, yes,
Hey,
I appreciate
that's my
that.
friend up there. And if I can ride on your coattails just a little bit here and there,
Hey, if I
continue.
can do it, somebody else can do it. Hey, because like I said, I'm the guy from the basement.
Right.
So
And and
I
and
did.
and steal a few of your, fills and little hits here and there.
Hey, I borrowed it from somebody, so it's not only mine. It's free to the world.
Right.
Yes.
But that's what they say.
Yep.
If it's online, it's a
It's
free game,
it's
right?
there, right? It's free game. Yeah.
Well, Ron Otis, thank you so much today for joining me. This is my official
Wow. No,
first
I gotta say thank
episode.
you. I gotta say thank you to you because this is special to me for you to take the time out and to think of me to do this. So thank you. I appreciate that from
Thank
the
you.
bottom of my heart.
You're totally welcome. I want to make sure that I'm recognizing folks that have been there in the trenches.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't like to call you the side man or anything like that. That's what they say. Oh, the
Right,
background folks or what have you.
right,
Like
right.
you said, those background folks are the ones that keep things and hold things
They
together,
hold it together. That's
right?
true. That's
And
true.
so you have your important place in this music industry.
Yes.
And I want to showcase that the fact that even though you are this side man, but you are an artist in your own right and have your own things going on as well.
Yes.
So, and I appreciate having the opportunity to speak with you today on my first, like I said, my first ever.
I hope I didn't mess it up. We hope this gets a big launching pad. And let's get this off to the right way, right? Get you off to a great start.
Thank you for finding the time for me, in your
You're
busy
so
schedule,
welcome. You're
you
so
know.
welcome. You're
And
so welcome.
we look forward to hearing more about you. Where can we find you?
My music is still on iTunes. You can still download it from there.
Okay.
My first CD is Up Front, and then my second one is called Stay in Your Lane. So I don't have a title for my third project yet, but we'll be there. So it'll
Right.
be there in the spring. So be looking for that. Yep.
Right. They can
Yeah.
catch you with touring with Cam,
Touring with Kim
um,
or Jonathan
Jonathan
Butler.
Butler.
Yes.
That
Yes.
any shows coming up soon with them?
Actually, next month we're doing a cruise on Maxwell cruise for a
Oh,
couple
okay.
days. Yeah, that's starting off February 10th.
Okay.
And then February 12th, we jump off that cruise and go to National Harbor in Maryland
Okay.
for the MGM for 2 days.
MGM. All
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Sounds nice. And you'll be playing with who and
That's
those?
with Kim on those days right
Come.
there.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you've got that, and then I know you've got the Earl Clue weekend coming up as
Yeah, that's in
well.
April. That's April 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
Okay.
starts on April 10th. April 10th through I think through the 12th. So it's
All
like
right.
3 days. Yeah.
And then they can find you on Facebook and Instagram and those places as
Yes.
well.
Yes, they can. Yep. Just simply Ron Otis. Yep.
All
Just like
right.
that. Yep.
Website? Do you have a
My
website?
website is under construction. So I had to redo it. You know, people be hacking stuff. And I'd be like, are you kidding me? It's like, can you do something better with your talent instead of doing that? Hack my little page.
Well,
Come
there you
on,
go.
man.
You're VIP. That's what you get for going to the White House 4 times in a row. You got on the list.
Wow, that's funny. So
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
I
So
got to
you,
get a new website. So
all
coming
right.
shortly. Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
yeah.
Well, like I said, thank you so much for your time today. I
You're
truly
so
appreciate
welcome.
you, my friend,
Yes,
my
yes.
fellow musician as well. Don't forget
Anytime.
the I like the fact that you didn't forget the little people like myself.
No, can't do that. Because I was one of those guys looking up, saying, "Oh, okay, can I get a chance?" So,
Yes.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. So
Any
yeah,
last words you'd like to say? We're gonna finish this off playing some of your music at the end here, but just any last words or thoughts or anything like that you'd like to say?
just keep listening to the music, keep supporting live music, and we just gonna full steam ahead. Keep on going.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Ron.
You're
Truly
so
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank you. Thank
And you have
you.
a good rest of the afternoon, all right?
Hey, you do the same. You do the
Okay.
same.
Thanks.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye bye.